To other news now, Russian trade and development officials are in Beijing to invite Chinese companies and investors to the East Russia Economic Forum in September. CCTV's Wang Tongxuan discussed Russia's plans with Maxim Sherykin, Deputy Minister for Development of Russia's Far East.
Russia has launched a drive to develop its Far East region and wants to boost cooperation with China.
This is a new territory for development of Asia-Pacific regions, with new resources, with new territories, and with new policies that open these possibilities, the huge amount of potential investors from Asia.
The Russian Far East stretches from Lake Baikal in eastern Siberia to the Pacific Ocean, with thousands of miles of unexplored forest, and is sparsely populated, with only 6.7 million people. The area is rich in natural resources such as oil and gas, ferrous metals, and fresh water. And Russia's customs union with many of its neighbors makes trade with them easier too.
Once the Chinese goods entered the Russian territory, they entered the customs union territory, and you can, so the market is even bigger than it used to be before.
In September, Vladivostok will host Russia's first ever East Russia Economic Forum. The forum proposed by President Putin will seek investment from Asian businesses to boost development.
Most forum, this is discussions of huge issues, huge topics about the future, etc. We will try to sell. This is fair.
The Russian government says it wants to invest $100 billion to develop the region over the next 5 years. China will be a key partner in building roads, railways, and ports.
We have one project being discussed which suits well for the One Belt One Road. It is Moscow-Kazan high-speed railway, which would be constructed with the Chinese partners. And then we also think about to develop it and to make a high-speed railway from Moscow direct to Beijing.
Chinese investors have already set up 34 special Chinese zones in the Amur region and Primaya and Khabarovsk territories, as well as in the Jewish Autonomous Region. Last year, they invested about $3 billion, and experts say there's much more to come.
The Russian government has been working very hard to make its Far East region a more attractive proposition for investors by expanding cross-border trade and developing transport infrastructure. In theory, it looks like a win-win situation for both sides. Moscow desperately needs the capital and expertise that China can provide, while Chinese companies will be very keen to explore new challenges north of the border. Wang Tongxuan, CCTV, Beijing.
For more on China and Russia's cooperation in the Far East region, we're now joined on the phone by Sergei Sanakoev, president of the Russian-Chinese Analytical Center. Welcome to China 24, sir. Russia wants to boost cooperation with China to develop its Far East region. What do you think will be the biggest attraction for Chinese investors in this region?
Good evening, China. As you already know, the accelerated development of Far East region of Russia is the priority policy of Russian government for today, and certainly we have a lot of opportunities to cooperate with our eastern neighbor and the biggest partner, strategic partner of Russia, in this region. Mostly this is the infrastructure construction, because we need a lot of construction of roads, bridges, railways, airports, ports, etc. We have very good opportunities for cooperation, and China has good experience for constructing such kind of infrastructure projects. Also, we have opportunities to invite Chinese producers to the territories of accelerated development. This is like a new free economical zones, which is very good conditions, not less than in China, Korea, or Japan conditions. So that's why we think that we have a lot of opportunities.
Mr. Sanakoev, some people say China's investment in the region will put pressure on Russia's domestic economy or even lead to a severe downturn. What's your take on that view? What kind of influence do you think the cooperation, as you just said, will bring to the economies of both countries?
The opinion that China will pressure on some kind of Russian business, etc., in this region, this is not popular in Russia. Yes, we can hear such kind of voices, but our center researched this opinion situation, and we can say that more than 80% of Russian businessmen congratulate the Chinese business and accept Chinese business in Russia. So we welcome Chinese business and don't afraid of, we have no fears about that, some fears for this cooperation.
Mr. Sanakoev, thank you very much for joining us tonight. That is Sergei Sanakoev, president of the Russian-Chinese Analytical Center.